What's up, guys? RS Guidebook here again with a new guide. Got a Queen Black Dragon guide. I actually want to talk about this for a second. The Zamorak solo guide I posted yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, depending on when I post this video. That night, I got a message on YouTube asking for a Queen Black Dragon guide. And I got really excited because I have been doing this boss recently, and I love it. It's just fantastic, and it's pretty decent cash. It gets you about 2 to 3 mil per hour, and I enjoy doing it. So I'm glad you guys asked me, and that's really just the best way to get a guide from me. Post in the comments or message me on YouTube. Yeah, let's get started. So a couple requirements. First, you gotta do the quest, A Song from the Depths. It's not like a requirement, but it severely reduces the damage so much. If you don't do it, it's not worth going to QBD because it's just way too much damage. And then there is a 60 summoning requirement to enter the boss room. Recommended skills: 70 plus range, 70 plus defense, 70 plus prayer, and then 85 herblore if you're using the royal crossbow. Because you're going to need super anti-fires. So a few facts about QBD. It's got 150,000 life points. It seems like a lot, but it's split up into 4 different phases, and it goes by really quickly. It's really not an issue. It's got a melee and range attack style. They don't do much damage, I would say. Soul Split really covers it up. It's not an issue. And there's some pretty decent drops. You can get up to 200,000 GP, and there are different increments, but 200,000 is like the max. You can get 30 Onyx Bolt tips, I believe, and then you can get Royal Torsion Spring, Royal Sight, Royal Frame, Royal Bolt Stabilizer, Draconic Visage, and a Dragon Bone upgrade kick. And those are all like the rare drops, I would say, but still drops nonetheless, and they're not even that rare. I would say it's easier to get some of these drops than it is to get drops from different God Wars dungeon bosses, basically. And let's get right into armor. So this is my setup right here. Got full Armadillo, Glaven boots, Archer's ring, Barrow's gloves, Royal crossbow. Guys, if you don't have a Royal crossbow, I strongly suggest getting one. It's just fantastic. After I got it, it's just not the same as other crossbows, trust me. Amulet of Fury, Ava's accumulator to get the bolts, and Royal bolts. They're just really good as well. And here we got a less expensive version of that. Broad-tipped bolts, Archer helm, Royal D'hide, body and chaps, anti-dragon shield, snakeskin boots, ring of life, Barrow's gloves again. You could use black D'hide vambraces if you don't have Barrow's gloves. Rune crossbow. You could use rune crossbow, dragon crossbow, Armadillo crossbow, or even that new crossbow that came out. I think it's like a Demon Slayer crossbow or something. You got Amulet of Fury still. You could use Amulet of Glory if you'd like. And then Ava's accumulator. If you don't have one of these, you really should get it because they just save a ton of bolts. And now for inventory, it's just really simple. This is for the more expensive setup if you're not using a anti-dragon shield and you're using a royal crossbow, in which case you're going to need super anti-fires. If you don't have super anti-fires, I would not suggest bringing a royal crossbow. I would suggest bringing an Armadillo crossbow and a dragonfire shield or an anti-dragon shield. But yeah, got 1 overload, 1 prayer renewal, and 4 prayer flasks. You're going to use maybe 2, maybe 3 max. I just bring the 4th one in case, or if I want to do multiple trips, like multiple kills in one trip. And the same goes for anti-fires. You're going to use 2 doses each max. It's really just a precautionary thing. And then the rest just rocktails. I don't really eat that much, so really a full inventory lasts me 2 to 3 kills. But yeah, it's really not that hard. And here is the inventory for if you are using a anti-dragon shield or a dragonfire shield, or maybe you don't have overloads or prayer renewals or whatever. Just ranging potions, super defense, 2 anti-fire potions, and prayer flasks and rocktails or whatever high healing level food you want. Just pretty much the same thing besides these potions. And now we move on to your abilities. First up, we got piercing shot, binding shot. This doesn't really do it doesn't do much at all actually, but it increases your adrenaline when you're waiting for piercing shot to recharge. So that's why I have that on there. Fragmentation shot, ricochet. Ricochet is kind of the same as binding shot, just as a filler to increase adrenaline and wait for another recharge. But this also does help in some situations, which I will cover later. Then we got bombardment, snapshot, rapid fire, incendiary shot. Resonance is if you are using a shield instead of the royal crossbow. You could replace this with a different ability. It doesn't really matter. Last one we got dead shot, and then prayer flask and rocktail. Now, just time to get there, I guess. First of all, just home teleported to Port Sarim, and it's really right here. You just walk northwest a little bit, and you go into this cave entrance. Now, when you get in here, you're going to want to walk east, going down into the cave. And then right when you get past this little opening, you're going to want to go to this agility shortcut and just slide down. And then the boss is right here. No kill count, thank God. I despise that about bossing. You just pass through when you want to.